Hello, lovely people from a very cold West Wales, UK this morning. A very cold Merlin's Mountain. Thank you for joining me today. I do hope the magic rubs off on you. It's bound to, really. I'm just hoping for it. In this video, we're going to do kind of two readings. Very esoteric reading from this, the Hybrid Tarot, gifted to me by a wonderful viewer, and thank you so much for that, Adrienne. Absolutely wonderful. I must admit, I haven't completely got to grips with this deck yet, but basically it's a hybrid of lots of different styles, so it's going to be fun. It's always fun, let's face it. And one has actually just dropped out, so let's do this as a significator. Ganesh, number 21, and Ganesh is always about saying yes. It's also essentially the world card in tarot, and it's other things as well, but I'm still learning that stuff. So there's our significator before we've even done anything. That's popped out. Absolutely wonderful. So the answer is yes, basically. And if you're thinking of doing something and thinking, oh, should I, shouldn't I? Well, that looks like a yes to me. So that looks pretty encouraging, really. Okay, let's have some more of a shuffle and see if I can shuffle them without dropping them. That's always a good thing. And just while I'm shuffling, I'm afraid there's no road trip footage. That road trip I did on Saturday was a complete disaster. If you were watching me on Friday, you know I was all kind of excited and looking forward to it. But unfortunately, I trusted SatNav, which was a real mistake. I got quite near the place on roads which I already know how to find and everything, but I took the SatNav, and then it suggested an ingenious shortcut. And I went off onto country roads that I've never seen before in the pitch dark, with lots of cars coming towards me with their headlights blazing. I just couldn't see where I was going. So anyway, I ended up in Cardiff, which is probably about 10 miles away from where I wanted to be. And then it rerouted me and I ended up in Newport, which is the next city over. And then it was too late and it was just a nightmare. And then when I got back, right, the car was making a weird rattling noise. So I'm kind of concerned about all that at the moment. I've got to go to the dentist today. Busy, busy, busy. It is absolutely all happening. A bit of a manic couple of weeks I've had. And it seems like a manic week ahead. But hey, it's always good to be busy, isn't it not? So yeah, no road trip footage because I was just like saying lots of rude words. And I really wasn't my best self. So I thought I wouldn't make anything like that get involved in in what I was trying to do. Okay, right, let's take the top 5 cards and see what we have got. One, oh come on. It's a beautiful deck, this, but it does stick together just a little bit. And I haven't got the world's most fantastic fingers, but we're getting places. This has got to be good. Right, okay, there we have 5 cards. So let's fan them out and you can take your pick. Okay, so we've got card 1, card 2, they're lovely thick cards actually, card 3, card 4, and card 5. Okay, I'm laughing at card 4 for some reason. You'll find out when we get to it. Okay, that's all I can say. Card 1, card 2, card 3, card 4, card 5. Take your pick. Base it on the numbers, base it on whichever one you're drawn to, friends. It is entirely up to you. And here is card number 1. It is Lord Maitreya. And there he is. I'm going to take a look. Now, Maitreya is essentially, it's like the fat Buddha, You're probably aware, actually, but I'm just going to say it again anyway, because some people might not be. But the fat Buddha that we're all used to in our sort of Western view of Buddhism, isn't actually really a representation of what the actual Buddha was. The actual Buddha's kind of the thin one with the beautiful hat on that sits kind of posing, Maitreya is a representation of an amazing Buddhist monk who travelled around bringing kind of joy and wisdom to absolutely everyone. I'm taking another look because I'm still not used to this deck. I should be. It represents the sun in the major arcana, actually. If you can see at the bottom there, where is it there? Number 19, the sun. And so the sun is good. It's kind of, it goes very nicely with Ganesh, the significator. You know, it means things are ready to happen. It means you've learned various lessons and you're ready to move on to the next level. So that is totally no bad thing whatsoever. And let me just show you this. There, see, we have the traditional Buddha in the background. But here we have Maitreya, who just like brought loads of joy to people. He was all about sharing the joy of the knowledge that you get as a Buddhist monk of all the amazing, wonderful energies that there are out there in the universe that are there to help and sort of want to help. Okay. Ooh, I don't know this one too well. Card number 2, Goddess Hathor. There she is, and she is essentially being the wheel. She is number 10, the Wheel of Fortune. So the question is, if you pick this card, where do you want to actually get off the wheel? Because round and round and round it goes. Where it stops, nobody knows, to use an old game show quote there. And this is it. You never quite know where you're going to come off the Wheel of Fortune. But you can be elective, if you're really kind of crafty, you can get off it in just the right place. But things are definitely more than a little bit up in the air if you drew this card. It also represents birds, and it also represents the 7 of diamonds. Because, we can actually do readings from ordinary playing cards. Nothing wrong with that. It's not a big forte of mine. I should learn. But 7 of diamonds seems a pretty good number, 7, does it not? And yeah, number 10, the Wheel of Fortune in the Major Arcana. So if you drew card number 2, friends, that's your card. And just looking at it again, there's some wonderful bird images in this card, actually. So maybe it's time to take off. Maybe rather than jumping off the wheel, you should try to kind of take off from the wheel like a bird, and actually that way you don't sort of hit the ground, so you don't need to hit the ground running, you hit the sky running. And that's where all the answers are. That is very, very positive thought, is that. Okay, card number 3. Now this is great. This is actually the first card I ever pulled from this deck when I started reading from it. This is Saint Germain. Goes very well with Merlin's Mountain, does Saint Germain, because he was the Count of Saint Germain, not a Christian saint. And he is actually a reincarnation of Merlin, and he did actually reincarnate more than once as the Count of Saint Germain. Most recently, I think in 1960s, 70s, something like that. So he's ever present, just like Merlin. He is all around us. Let me take a closer look. He represents number 1, the Magician, also the Queen of Spades there, and Bouquet, which I guess is from the Lenormand. So the Magician, if you pull this card, you've got all the tools you need. If you chose all 5 cards, this is really good news, because this is the middle card of your reading. This is what it all hangs on, and it's the Magician. It's telling you you've got the tools, you've got the magic with you to be able to do what you need. And of course, you can call on Merlin, and you can call on Saint Germain, and things are just going to things are going to work out beautiful in the end. It's always a journey, it's always a journey. So whatever fears you might have that are trying to put you off from doing things at this time, it's actually, if you drew that card, it's a real good time to keep on going forward. And that's made me think of a couple of things that I've got bubbling up at the moment. Right, card number 4. I did say, card number 4. So I might have put you off that, right? Let's turn it round and see what we've got. Nothing. It's actually the Joker. What else does it say? Oh, there's a figure of 8 there, eternity. Okay, so this is a big fat not yet. You can ask a question of spirit or a friend or the universe or anything, and you're going to get a yes, a no, or maybe a not yet. And this is a big fat not yet, it is. So whatever your plans are, I'm not saying put them on hold, not at all, but there's more information needs to come. You need to fill in this blank space here with whatever's going on in your life. And this is a very important thing, we get spiritual about things, which is wonderful, and a very important thing to be aware of in any decisions we make in life. But sometimes we just got to kind of stay where we are, at least for the time being, and see, what comes into life, what is going to happen next, because that is actually going to be a very big influence on where you're going and what is actually what it's all about, really. Basically, it's a big picture, and you need to know what the big picture is. But it does have this figure of 8 there. Okay, so it's eternity. And you know, this is the nature of eternity. There are always going to be blank spaces that need to be filled in and contemplated more deeply. Okay, card number 5. Here we go. Goddess Sekhmet. And it's number 8. It's strength. We've got some good major arcana stuff coming up in this. So this is kind of quite an intense question you're probably asking of yourselves at the moment. And yeah, number 8, strength, Goddess Sekhmet, and there she is, using her strength on what seems to be a polar bear, is it? Yes, most definitely a polar bear there. So, I don't know, maybe you're feeling a bit out in the cold because of that. Maybe the cold is, you know, being like a bear and scaring you. It does here. I don't know if you can see, but I can see my breath in front of me. It's just a damn cold day at this point in time. Okay, but it is number 8. So we have got that feeling of eternity again. And once again, you know, eternity brings us good times, less good times. Sometimes we got to wait. Sometimes we don't know what's happening. And like in this case, sometimes we just got to be strong. Okay, and that can be strong to get something done or strong to wait and see when you're kind of champing at the bit to go forward. Okay, so there is Goddess Sekhmet, and it is number 8. It's also the 10 of, what's the 10 of clubs, and it is the bear. That's its Lenormand meaning, because this deck kind of encompasses everything. Okay, friends, I really, really hope you've enjoyed that reading today. It's looking good, though, you know. It's whatever your question was, whatever you're looking for. We got this yes from Lord Ganesh. So even on the last 2 cards, which are very much wait and see cards, we have got this yes, you know. Even when we're waiting and seeing and, you know, just contemplating what's going to come next, there's a yes there. Ganesh, when the time comes, Ganesh is going to smash the obstacles out of the way, and it's a yes. And you can crack on with life and make things happen. Excuse me. Thanks very, very much for watching, friends. I will do a road trip video again soon, actually. I'm just going to have to be a bit less sweary. I was saying some very rude words when I was getting lost on Saturday. And so, anyway, if you've enjoyed this one, please drop a like on it. Give me a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button, please. That helps no end. Thanks so much, by the way, for supporting 60 Second Tarot. That is really seems to be going places at the moment. YouTube seems to like it. It kind of gets hundreds of views sometimes. I'm there on YouTube, of course, so do hit subscribe. Also, links down below to my social media. Facebook, I am Andy Lynch, A-N-D-Y, separate word, L-Y-N-C-H. For Astro Truth on Instagram, and I'm still Twig Brother on TikTok, so check me out. Leave me a comment, guys. Always good to share the journey. What card did you pick? What did it mean to you? It's always good to talk. If you'd like a private reading, they are very much available. Give me a shout, 35and83@gmail.com. That is 35and83@gmail.com, down there in the description as well. And so I will see you again very soon in a future video, friends. Have a fantastic time ahead. Big love to you, big light to you, big blessings to you, and massive peace.